I'm Chalista Alvia Putri Agustin, a student at the State University of Surabaya, and I take mathematics education major from class PM 22D with name 22030174169. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Chalista Alvia Putra Agustin. I'm a student at Surabaya State University majoring in mathematics education. I'm here to share knowledge and information about interesting topics. In this video, I will discuss mathematics is a language. Before we start discussion, did you know that in fact we don't only speak Indonesian, Japanese, or English, but we are talking because of math too. Why mathematics is a language? Mathematics is the knowledge acquired by thinking or reasoning, and mathematics allow for form of communication, written or spoken, used by humans. The simple definition of mathematics is a form of written or oral communication used by a community. According to the definition that I understand, I can say that it is true that mathematics can be considered a language. Mathematics is a human language so that we can solve math problems with the ability and understand them through a language approach because many children are still lost and anxious in mathematics. Now, let's talk a little more about mathematics is a language. The language of mathematics have developed since ancient time. They use it to communicate or sort by trying to speak using signs, language, and then developing into the language we know today. So, you guys must be wondering, do we start talking with the some ground on of the some type of science language? Why don't we speak the same language all over the world? Because before real life, we only form small group, which would later split up and migrate around, for example, to a warmer place, and they would change their habits because they had to eat and move around in a different environment, so their behavior would be very different. Then there will be language adaptation to their way of life every day. For example, English is called a universal language, so it can be covered with mathematics because mathematics has actually been used since early humans, such as their language actually already has the notion of numbers to do trade, build monument, and measure land for farming.
So that the language of mathematics appears and develops according to culture.
Mathematics is a language, it's not you. Why? We all need math. But why are so many children confused, have little understanding of math? It turned out that the reason was because a teacher taught mathematics as an inhuman subject. Mathematics is a language. Why? One. Mathematics contain a set of symbols and words. For example, 1 is less than or equal to 3, which states the word greater than or equal to, or what adopts from ordinary language. For example, the word function, which it which in mathematics expresses a relationship which contain rules between elements in two sets. 2. Math difficulty. Student impairment in spatial orientation, visual and motor skill, as well as language influence and reading difficulties. 3. Mathematical rules apply wherever and whenever. Mathematics is the language of science that applies universally. So, mathematics is a structure science that provides absolute answer to its result.
An example of mathematics is language solving math problem in everyday life. 7 multiplied by 3 equal to example 7 times 3. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. Next, 1 divided by 3 plus 1 divided 3 is 2 divided to 3. Next, 7x to the power of 2 plus 2x to the power of 2 equal to 9x squared. Next, 2 pencil plus 3 pencil equal to 5 pencils. 1 apple plus 1 apple equal to 2 apples. Next, if we go shopping, are we talking about numbers? Of course, we use math to communicate to pay for these groceries.
Separation of language made mathematics more intuitive and easy to understand. Remember that math is a language and use it to your learning advantage, like the example I mentioned earlier. How apply the statement the mathematics is a language? Using the language of mathematics is learning so that it allows you to communicate with each other. Learn and teach children that mathematics has something to do with everyday life because the teacher actually reads our teachers in mathematics class. How do they learn to read math problems? They learn it because an adult figure or teacher reads them to them. If it says that 2 plus 3 equal 4 plus 1, this is not a good idea. The teacher should read to the student like this: 2 pens in the first pencil case, 3 pens in another pencil case is the same as having 4 pens in the first pencil case because adding 2 pens from another box makes 4 in the first pencil case and 3 is also a pen in a ball pen in another pencil case. Conclusion: mathematics is a pattern of thinking, organizing pattern, logical proof. Mathematics is a language that uses carefully defined terms. Is clear and accurate. Its representation is symbolic and solid. It is more of symbolic language about idea that than about sounds. Mathematics is a human language, so we all we all have the ability to understand it. The difficulty factor in learning mathematics is caused by the student view that mathematics is difficult. Besides that, the learning process where the teacher explains the material in a hurry also cause anxiety in learn mathematics. The way to overcome anxiety in learning mathematics is to apply the statement that mathematics is a language, which is carved out by separating the language so that mathematics is more intuitive and easy to understand. We urgently need to adopt a language approach to math because too many kids are lost and anxious about math, and it shouldn't be that way. As prospective educators, we need to challenge your children to reach greater heights. This is the information I can share with you. I hope we can understand the meaning of mathematics is a language. Thank you for watching. Until fun. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.
So let's get round to what the one I